It's a tough end of the year for Carlos Alcaraz as the injury he sustained against Jannik Sinner in the Tour finals has put him out for the Davis Cup. It's the last big event of the year. We know there's no Jannik Sinner there as well, but this is our thoughts and review.
That's right. It is the time when the nations come together to fight out for the Davis Cup at the end of the year. But unfortunately, yet another big name will not be in Bologna, a place where we will be. Maybe they heard we were coming and they've all decided to pull out. Lorenzo Musetti, another person who announced he will not be playing either. So the Italians are going to be a little bit disgruntled, I think, because the ticket price is above €200 a ticket. There's going to be many people who will have already purchased a ticket, probably expecting to see those two players, the best two Italian players on the tour. They won't get to see them now. Now they won't get to see Carlos Alcaraz either. It's turning into one of those tournaments now that looks like it's opened it up a bit more because it's going to be a bit more of a free-for-all. And some of the smaller nations who thought they maybe didn't have a chance, maybe do have a chance now.
It hasn't. Italy's still the team to beat, the nation to beat. They're evens with the bookmakers. You've got Czech Republic, second favourite, 3-1. Germany, third favourite, 7-2. And then France, 7-1, with Spain also 7-1. Not much chance for Argentina, Belgium, or Austria. But shout out to all them countries who made it. As we know, Great Britain didn't make it. But there is some promising players who we've been watching recently. Stuart, to name one of them.
Yeah.
Who, for the British side of things, let's see what happens. I don't think they can be the next Carlos Alcaraz or Jannik Sinner. But they're still exciting tennis players. And I was really enjoying watching them the other day. Let's start with this one. Of course, Carlos Alcaraz, he was the poster, I think, for this tournament. Jannik Sinner, we learned that he wasn't going to be playing a few weeks ago now. Alcaraz travelled to Bologna after the Tour finals. He was there getting out of a car. We thought he was going to be playing, but he's received some medical information following what happened against Jannik Sinner. And he says, I have an edema.
Yeah.
Not so hard to say it, in the hamstring of my right leg, and the medical recommendation is not to compete. I've always said that playing for Spain is the greatest thing there is, and I was so excited to be able to help fight for the salad bowl. I'm heading home feeling heartbroken. It is sad. Do you think this takes a little bit away from the tournament?
Definitely, yeah. If we didn't have Jannik Sinner, the one thing we were hoping is we'd have Carlos Alcaraz just to sort of help out with not just ticket sales, but he brings something different. Everybody wants to see him. Everybody's excited to see him on a tennis court, even not at his full fittest. But I think we have to understand that he's had a very, very busy season. He's ended the year world number one. And in that Tour finals final, it was noticeable at one point where he did have problems with that hamstring. And obviously that's not a reason for him losing the match, but it is still something that he wouldn't want to take into the next year because he's looking to not only consolidate with year end with number one and holding on to that, he's going to want an amazing Australian Open because it's been notably a tournament he's not done that great in the past. And he's going to want to fight Jannik Sinner tooth and nail to be able to compete possibly in another Grand Slam final against him, this time in Australia.
Yeah. As much as it is a shame he's not there, I don't think it changes much for the chances of Team Spain winning because as a squad,
they're good.
I don't look at them as Spain being like the big challengers. I think...
I think they're not too bad.
The team's not good enough, Ben. If you go through their team and compare their team to, so there we go. Look, Munar, Busta, Pedro Martinez, and Granollers.
Yeah, without Alcaraz in there.
Yeah, but with him there as well, he can win a match, but he's still got to rely on the team. If you compare that to the Italian team, I know Musetti's now withdrawn, but it's still a lot stronger. Yeah, you've got Caboli, Sonego, Berrettini, and then Vavasori, Bolelli, two of the best doubles players.
Yeah, they are.
So for me, it's not really that much of a loss in terms of the tournament. I think Sinner, if he was there playing, for me, it guarantees Italy win. I think the odds are like 1.5 Italy winning. Now they're evens without him. So if anything, it's made it a little bit more interesting and open because there is that jeopardy whether or not Italy can win without Jannik Sinner. It feels a little bit like the Lionel Messi of Argentina who carries them through. You know you're going to get the wins when Jannik Sinner steps out on the court representing his country. What's this one? This is who they're going to be playing, isn't it? Austria. Yep. So Misalik, Rodionov, Neumeier, Miedler, and Erler should be still straightforward for Italy in this round. If they are to win this one, it's then France or Belgium. They're going to be hoping for Belgium. I think that is slightly easier on paper.
Yep.
I think both have good doubles pairings. We've got Gilles and Villigen and Bonzi and Haber. But I think Rinderknecht, the year he's had, Moutet, probably one of his best years too. France are a team who can trouble Italy. They can beat them for sure.
And in the doubles, for sure.
Without Jannik Sinner. With Jannik Sinner, it's a different story altogether. So we're here in Italy. We're looking forward to the Davis Cup regardless. And if anything, it's made it a more open tournament. But you'd have to say, Carlos Alcaraz, the latest news, him not being there, it's sad. I understand what you're saying. The ticket sales, just being able to see him, people would have been excited. But I don't think it would have tilted the difference of the result too much because I don't think his team's strong enough. I just want to speak about Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner and that crazy stat.
Okay, let's do
because I shared this with you afterwards. After we did the episode, the last one, and it is insane. So after today, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner played 3,302 points over the course of their rivalry. Alcaraz has won 1,651. Sinner has won 1,651.
Just crazy. Whoever worked that out, well done, because it's an insane stat. But isn't it interesting that the head-to-head is in favour of Carlos Alcaraz? What, 10-6, is it? And they've still got equal number of points.
Yep.
So that just means Jannik Sinner's been winning more convincingly when he does win, by the looks of it. But Carlos Alcaraz, it doesn't matter. It's like Roger Federer said in that speech that he gave, even though he won 20 Grand Slams and he was considered the greatest at one point of his career, he'd only won 54% of all the points he ever played. So just to be one of the greats, you only really need to win over half. They've won exactly half against each other, which makes it even more intriguing. Who's going to have it come the end of their career? God, we've got so many more years left of this rivalry.
It's a top rivalry because the level's so high and there's not much separating them. Italy as a nation, they're going crazy. It's broken records. 6.8 million people watched the ATP finals. The most viewed tennis match ever in Italy. 36% of Italian TVs were tuned or turned on to the tennis. The tennis match reached 91% of views, got by Italy's football match, 7.5 million, and had a bigger share. 34% of Italian TVs were turned on the football. Because obviously the football was going on at the same time. But people were watching the tennis.
That's crazy.
Italy lost, by the way. Haaland ripped him apart.
Yeah, that was crazy. Haaland is immense up front. But for him to have this type of performance in the ATP finals, obviously that was in Turin. Then Italy, look how much they're following him. Look how much they want him to be there. They'll literally drop everything to watch a Jannik Sinner match. He fills the pubs, he fills the restaurants, he fills everywhere. All the homes are watching Jannik Sinner playing, no matter what. And if it's something like a Davis Cup, which is not just Jannik Sinner, this is the country. You know how big it's been when they've won it in the past. That has been the big thing that everyone's been watching. And I think they value Davis Cup so much in Italy. For him not to be playing it, it's massive. I know Musetti not playing, it's big as well, but it's nowhere near Jannik Sinner not playing it. And I know that some people have spoken out against it, especially Italian legend Niccolò Pietrangeli, who said it's a huge slap in the face for Italian sport.
Yeah, we've seen a few people here in Italy as well, a bit disappointed that Jannik Sinner is not playing. I think it has had a bit of a dampening effect. And that's why the odds have changed. Not because he's such a good player, but I think just seeing him competing and winning his match, what better motivation can you have if you're a Berrettini or a Caboli in the wings waiting to go on court just watching Jannik Sinner? It lifts you.
Yeah.
Same with the doubles as well. You watch Jannik Sinner, it lifts you. It's like a motivational thing. The crowd are lifted as well. They're more involved. So it's a huge loss, the Jannik Sinner one, more so than Carlos Alcaraz. And I think the Italian fans are definitely disappointed. I don't think disappointed enough to start calling names and getting too involved in showing disgust towards him or anything like that. But it is at the stage where it's early onset frustration. I think if he keeps winning on the court, then it will go away. And as long as he plays next year, it will all be forgiven.
Yeah. Like, this is obviously an Italian legend, played in the past. And he said, I don't understand when you say it was a difficult choice. We're talking about playing tennis, not going to war. When it comes to the Davis Cup, it's about the ultimate. The goal of any athletes is to wear the blue jersey. Unfortunately, I know I'm talking about another era. I hope that during the Davis Cup, people don't go somewhere else to play. I see that the world today is driven by money and people put their hearts aside. Do you think we will get to see Jannik Sinner make an appearance at the Davis Cup, though?
I don't know. Yes. Potentially, yes. Because that would be
lift the country still, him being there.
Well, Caboli, I've just found this one because I didn't send it to you. And it was Caboli saying, Jannik is a big inspiration and motivation. He's doing excellent things and we're all proud of him. He's given us a lot of strength. He's not present, but you can feel him. I think he's a humble person with great values, and this helps us. We can do nothing but congratulate him. The Italian locker room is very united. We all sat and cheered for him for the final. To see him like that, even just cheering, made us all proud. Wow. Italians are very proud people. It's breaking records on the TV screens.
Yep.
They are still pumped with him winning that event, and I think it still be enough for Italy to lift the title in Bologna. But we've got quite a few matches to be played in the Davis Cup. And if you just bring up some of the fixtures, we'll go through how it looks. I've listed the 8 teams already. But at the top, you've got Italy, Austria, and they're going to be playing the winner of France and Belgium. At the bottom, Spain without Carlos Alcaraz and no Rafael Nadal anymore versus Czech Republic and Argentina, Germany. So let's give some predictions for this. I've already said I think Italy are winning against Austria. I'm assuming you're feeling the same.
Yeah, definitely.
These other 3, though, you can make a case for either way.
Yeah. At the moment, Bergs is up a break against Rinda Ganesh as well. In the match, it could be 2-0 against France. That would be crazy. If France go out, then I fancy Italy even more.
Agreed.
So I reckon Italy will be in the final. That's my personal opinion. We are going to be at the semi-final because we've anticipated, let's say, that they were going to beat Austria. And then if they get to the final, I assume the bottom's more difficult to pick. But
who's the Germany team?
Yeah, I think maybe it's worth us just going through and just having a little look at some of the other teams just so we can see the lineups. Just give me a second, I'll get it. So they're playing Argentina first, and let's have a look at here. We've got Zverev, Struff, Hanfmann, Kriovitz, and Puerts. Oh, so the doubles are good. And
Argentina, who do they have?
And the Argentines, Francisco Sorrentino, Echeverri, Comasana. Then we've got Zabalos and Molteni.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually tough to
Quite
call.
Close, that.
I think the Czech Republic have the strongest team aside from the rest.
Okay.
The Czechs have a really good team.
But not in good form. So that's the one problem with the Czechs at the moment. They've got great players, but they're not in form at the moment.
You could make a case that we see Germany. A Germany-Italy final is kind of where I'm going.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I feel like it has that type of feel to it. I don't think Spain, like you say, without Alcaraz, it's going to be tough.
But even with him, I think I would have still backed the Czech Republic to beat Spain with or without Alcaraz. That just gives you some perspective.
Wow. So Czech Republic, I mean, they they could defeat Germany. But I think the German doubles are so strong. I think that we can agree. I think I'm going to go with you. Italy versus Germany for the final. But it's going to be tough to call, because if Germany have got that far and they're in good form, Zverev, always good for a potential victory on this type of surface. And then you only need one more. So, yeah, tough one to call. But I think Italy-Germany is fair. I want to go to this one next, because this is what Jannik Sinner's said about the Davis Cup as well. He's actually questioned when they have it and how often they have it as well. He said he would also like it to be played once every 2 years. It makes it even bigger. What do you think of that?
Not a bad idea. It's what happens with the football, with the Euros is every 2 years, the World Cup every 4 years. I think it's quite a good idea. Before everyone jumps on the bandwagon saying, "Oh, because Jannik said it, you think it's a good idea." But I understand what you mean. If you do something not so frequent, it does make it bigger when it comes around, just like the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Could they, this is another idea as well, could they then maneuver the schedule a little bit as well? Because as it's quite clustered, maybe they could push some of the other tournaments back into that slot and then give everyone a little bit more breathing space. Everybody's saying, oh, they're just tournaments come so thick and fast.
Well, they've tried that with the Masters. They do 2-week Masters.
Yeah, we just don't need 2-week Masters.
But it helps with exactly what you're saying. You do a 2-week Masters, it gives players a little bit more time of recovery between their matches.
But those players don't like it. They don't want the 2 weeks. They want it done and dusted, a lot of them.
I think from a spectator standpoint, it's not great, but I think the players don't mind it. I think it's ruined. I don't like having such a long event what's drawn out and there's loads of gaps and waiting for the next match. I like it when it's quick and fast, but that's what everything is today nowadays.
Yeah,
no one wants to wait for anything. But yeah, I think that every 2 years is a really good suggestion. I think if anything, all it would do is add value to the Davis Cup. I actually really respect the Davis Cup, more so these last few years. I've really enjoyed when we went to that screening, watching Italy in, what year was it?
1970?
76, I think.
Possible, yeah.
When they won in Chile. That was a really good movie. And ever since that, what was it, 3 years ago when we watched?
Yeah.
I've kind of been invested in it. I've been done more research into the history of the event. 1970.
Was it this 1970 team?
I think so, yeah.
Let me have a look.
That rings a bell. So they're not going to. I don't think they're going to change it. But if they do, 76. I'm not against it.
You're right.
It was 76.
There you go. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. He's like an elephant. Never forgets. I just want to go to this one as well, because there's been lots of obviously talk. They've been going to the players, asking them their thoughts about each other, like not being in there as well. And they asked Alcaraz about his thoughts on Sinner missing the Davis Cup finals, which is, I don't think he's ever going to go, it's terrible, so unpatriotic, is he? He's never going to say anything too bad. But this is about the schedule again. He's said, you mentioned how busy the schedule is. Do you understand Sinner's absence from the Italian Davis Cup team in Bologna? And that's what he said. He said the schedule is very tough and difficult, even more so in Jannik's case, since he reaches the final rounds in every tournament. He's already won the Davis Cup as well. The last 2 years representing his country, playing both singles and doubles. I think no one has given more sweat and effort for their country than him. It's true that it's the first year it's being held in Italy and people wanted to see him at home, but everyone has to make their own decisions, and I understand his.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to see him there. I do think we will. It'll be disappointing if he doesn't make it, considering it's in
Italy.
In Bologna. And I am back in Italy to retain the Davis Cup title. They've got such a strong team. And it's not just a Jannik Sinner team. As much as he gives them that extra aura and that wow factor, they've got good players across the board. But there we go. That is just some of our thoughts on what's happening with the Davis Cup and the end of 2025. It's been a year dominated by both Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Alcaraz stole the headlines by getting the year-end #1, and Jannik Sinner sort of just fought back a little bit and said, I'm here as well. I missed 3 months. That's probably why I wasn't able to get year-end #1. But yeah, I still won one of the biggest prizes in tennis. And Alcaraz ended the year very strong as well. 71 victories, 9 losses. He won Rotterdam, won Monte Carlo, second in Barcelona, won Rome, won Roland Garros, won Queens, second in Wimbledon, Cincinnati, US Open, Tokyo wins, second in the ATP finals, and of course, year-end number 1. So 2 fantastic years from 2 fantastic players. Next year, are we going to predict them to be in all of the Grand Slam finals? Is it going to be either them 2 winning them again? Or can someone else get into the conversation? We'll be doing all predictions, speaking about what we spoke about, predictions for this year and reacting and all of the other stuff too. So see you very soon. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.